Okay, so welcome to the first virtual York St John Global Opportunities Fair. And this session is about our partner university in Tarragona in Spain. We refer to them as URV. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that because I have done Spanish GCSE, but it's terrible. So, this is just a picture of them there. And they were founded in 1991 and currently have 12,000 students on the roll. So just to give you an idea of where Tarragona is, it's on the eastern coast and it's close to Barcelona. It's on the Mediterranean, so a nice, lovely location there. So it's in the Costa Dorada in Catalonia. It's a port city, has a lot of beaches. It's an affordable place to be. It's very historic, as you can see here from the amphitheatre. There's lots of ancient Roman ruins. There's aqueducts as well. It's close to Barcelona, and I think it's about 3 hours or so from Madrid. And it's got a Mediterranean climate, so it is a really nice location. And here's just some pictures here to give you kind of an idea of what it's like and what can go on there. So in terms of who can go and when, you can go if you're studying English language, linguistics and TESOL, English language, linguistics, British Sign Language, English language and linguistics, British Sign Language and Educational Linguistics and Educational Linguistics. And you can go in your second year in either the first or second semester. So why go to URV? Well, it's recognised for its quality of teaching and learning. There is 500 exchange students roughly each year. There's an opportunity to learn Spanish whilst you're living abroad as well. So although you don't need it for your lessons, which will be taught in English, there's the opportunity there. And they've sent us through just a YouTube video to watch. So I can figure out how to get through. Not that one. Technology is perfect. I'll just click through this link and bring up their video. Just bear with me one moment while I get that working. It's just loading up. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that really gives a good kind of indication of what it's all about. So I'll just go back to the presentation now quickly. Here we are. Okay. So in terms of why you might want to study abroad, it gives you a really new academic perspective. There's a number of different courses you can study, as you'll have seen on the website, and you can find out more information through clicking through there, and it lists all the different modules which you can get approved through your school before you leave. In terms of housing, there's 2 residence halls in the city, and again, more information can be found on our website about those. And lastly, if you go to Tarragona, then you will be an Erasmus Plus student in the year 21-22 academic year. And that means you're eligible for €370 per month. And this is for all study abroad and exchange students, regardless of your background. If you are from a slightly less well-off background, you'll also get an additional €120 per month. And there's also an Erasmus Plus special needs grant for anyone with a disability or special needs. So hopefully that can enable you to study abroad where perhaps you haven't been able to before. So I'll stop sharing my screen now, and then we're lucky enough to have been joined by Nina, who is one of our students who studied abroad at UIV last year. So if I can just ask you a couple of questions, if that's okay, Nina, and then we can obviously put people in touch with either myself or with Nina if you've got any questions after watching this video. It says there's 500 international students on their website. Did you come into contact with a lot of international students while you were there?
Yeah, there were absolutely hundreds of international students. So in our first week, there was an induction solely for international students, and that was really the first time you get to see everybody, and you realise that actually, well, in my case over there, that I think English international students were in the minority, which was a fantastic experience because you really are making friends from around the world. And in addition to those inductions, there's they make Erasmus groups, so there's WhatsApp groups where you can go on and do social events, and then they introduce you to another organisation. And I might be wrong, but the acronym is like AEAG, I think, and it's very closely linked to Erasmus, but it's totally targeted at international students, and they organise trips for university students all the way through the semester, and that's just
right.
It's so you can go see all the different sites and all visit Barcelona and all the kind of the top tourist things that you'd want to do while you're there.
Yeah.
So that was great.
Yeah, that sounds brilliant. Yeah, it's good to, I guess, to know you're part of that community. You're not the only one there. That's not a full-time student. Or, well, not a full-time student, but a permanent student there. It's got to help a little bit, I imagine.
Absolutely.
And in terms of the housing, what was that like, and was it close to campus?
Yeah, so I actually stayed in the student residence.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if there is more than one, but the one centred in Tarragona. So I was on Campus Catalonia. It showed you on that little video, and I think that if you do study linguistics, you will always be on Campus Catalonia, and if you are, the student accommodation is close to that. It was a 5-minute walk, which was ideal, and I was really impressed actually with my accommodation. There's 2 types there. There's one called Sant Jordi and then another one called Mediterranee. I was in the Mediterranee one, and that was it's the more modern one, and every time anyone ever asked me about it, I just said I felt like I was living in an IKEA show home. It was it was only built maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and everything was white and grey. It was just very, but because it was so modern, it was really easy to keep clean, and it was nice.
That's
Whereas most people that I met were probably rented in the city, apartments and things, but with that there's all kinds of maybe things are a bit more dated, filled with other people's dirt, and I don't know, just there's pros and cons of where you want to live, but the university did help you, and I was really happy where I stayed.
Yeah, oh, that's really good to hear. Yeah, no, it sounds nice, and yeah, definitely being able to keep it clean easily. That's always a bonus, isn't it, for anyone, especially when you're a student too.
Right next to
And
the building as well. I'll quickly
oh, no,
add.
that's fine.
The town's gym is right next to your accommodation, so
Oh,
you actually
right.
get it discounted as well. You
Oh,
basically share the same site, so that is really handy. There's a gym and an outdoor swimming pool there as well.
oh, wow.
So yeah, it does feel really
Yeah,
nice.
that sounds good. Yeah, and I bet in that kind of climate it'll be popular, I imagine.
Yeah.
Being able to swim outside. Yeah. Oh, that sounds lovely. And what was academic life like there? Was it similar to York St John? Was it quite different?
It was different in I'd say the contact time, it was maybe double. So whereas for per module, you might have maybe 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours contact time in York St John.
Mm.
Um, I'd say you did the same class at least twice a week at URV.
Mm.
But in that, I guess they focused more study in class time. So even though you were physically in the class more, you would have less homework or less self-study to do.
Right.
And I
Yeah,
would
I think.
say there was more focus on exams as
Yeah.
well than
Okay.
essays and things, which again, I know there's pros and cons depending on what type of student you are.
Yeah.
But I thought it was really good. It was really good quality as well. The teachers were really lovely.
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah, I think that's quite a common theme across a lot of our study abroad partners. Actually, is that the contact time is quite different, and the kind of assignments and things you do, the way you're assessed is different to what we're used to maybe in the UK. But it's certainly good to have that other option there and be challenged in different ways.
Yeah,
So yeah,
absolutely.
that's great. Thank you. I don't know if you've got anything else you want to add before we finish the recording. Or are you happy with that?
Um, No, I'm happy with that. But if
Yeah.
I am willing if you want to share my email, and if anyone has any extra questions,
Yeah.
specifically about the uni or Tarragona, then yeah, I'm more than happy.
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know if I think your details might be on our website actually already. I think, but I can double check that and certainly pass that on if that's not the case. But yeah, thank you ever so much for coming along and for answering the questions. It's always good to get a student's perspective of what it's actually like studying there. So that's great. Thank you. I'll just stop the recording now.